Hey guys, welcome back to our channel Logic to Code. So in this video I'll be talking about binary tree maximum path sum problem. So in this problem we have given a binary tree and you need to return the maximum path sum from this particular binary tree. So what is the maximum path sum? So you have to return the maximum sum from any node to any node present in this particular tree. So if you look at this tree, so here the maximum path sum is from node 2 to 3 by going this path 2 1 3, right? Similarly, if you look at this tree, the maximum path sum is 42, which is 15 plus 20 plus 7, right? So from any node to any node, if there is a valid sequence of path, you need to return the maximum path sum among all the paths present in this particular binary tree, right? So for this I'll be using recursion. So for that, let me just make a global variable, and in that I'll be updating the answer. So let me make this as result, and at the end I'll just return this value from this function. So let me make a function in which I'll be calling this function recursively to update this result. So max path, in which I'll be passing the root of this tree. So int max path tree node root, right? So here in this function I'll be updating the result based on the path that I'll be getting at each node, and if the path sum is greater than the current value of the result, then I'll be going to update this. So the anchor condition of this function would be, if the root is null, then we'll just return the value 0, right? So now I'll call this function recursively on the left subtree and right subtree, right? So for that I'll just call the same function on root left and on the same function on this root right. Now I'll be looking at how we are going to update the result variable. So if you look at a tree like this, so a path can be from, like, if a node, let's say if you're looking at this node, so let's say you are at this node, so we'll be doing all these operation on all the nodes present in this binary tree. So let's say if you're at this node, then the path can be the value returned from the left subtree plus this. So this can be a valid path. So whatever the value returned from this subtree plus the node of this value, or the second case would be the value returned from the right subtree plus this node value. So this would be the second case, and the third case would be the value of the node itself. So there can be case that this value contains a very large positive value and the other node's value is very large negative values. In that case, we only having one node in the maximum path sum. So this would be the third case, and the fourth case would be the value returned from the left subtree, the value returned from the right subtree, and the value of this node. So these would be the four cases we need to update at each node in the result, right? So let me do that. So what I just said is that result will be maximum of result comma root of val. So if I am currently at root node, then so it would be root val plus left. So and the second case would be max of result comma root val plus right, and the third would be result equals to max of result comma root val plus left plus right. and the fourth would be result equals to max of result comma root val. So these are the only four possibility we'll be having at each node. So based on that, I'll be updating result, and whichever gives the maximum value, that would be automatically in the result variable. And as you can see that I am updating this result, right? So now we'll be looking at what would be the return type of this recursive function. So let's say we are at this node. So what the value that is returned from this node, right? So the value returned by this node would be the maximum of sum of these two nodes, or so it would be maximum of sum of these node or sum of these two node and this node value. So what I'm saying is that you take the sum of these two node, then we take the sum of these two node, and we look at the value present in this node. So whichever is the maximum out of 3 will be returning the value from this node, right? So if I look at this node 20, so if you do 20 plus 15, which is 35, if you do 20 plus 7, which is 27, and this 20, right? Out of these three values, the maximum is 35, which means we are going to return this. And what indirectly it means that, which means that we are returning this path from this node, right? So we'll be returning from here. So we'll be return max of root val comma max of root val plus left, right, comma root val plus right. So whichever is the maximum, I'm going to return that value. So that's it. So let me just run this code and see whether it's working or not. Yes. So let me just submit this code, and so yes, it gets accepted. So you just have to pay attention on the return type of this recursive function and how we are going to update. So these will be the only four possibility at each node. So if you think there is some other possibility, you can just comment below, and we'll discuss that why only these four possibility cover all the possible cases that we need to update, right? So that's it for this video, and in part 2 of this video we'll be discussing on the maximum path sum between two leaf nodes. So here we have discussed about the maximum path sum between any two nodes, and in the next lecture we'll be looking at the maximum path sum between two leaf nodes, right? So that's it for this video. If you like our content, make sure to subscribe this channel and don't forget to like this video.